Today's video podcast is to address how to make a name change on a contract. I have received this question several times, but the answer depends on what is really needed: a name change of the original buyer or a change out of the original buyer. When an individual is asking about a name change only, like in the case of a marriage or divorce, then the title company can prepare a name affidavit having that person sign, stating that they are one and the same person, just a different name. When it's a buyer, be sure that the lender, if any, also knows about the name change. If the name change is due to a change in marital status, it may affect how the loan is underwritten. Please note, when a name change occurs, the ID used at closing must match the new name. The notary must use the name shown on the ID, so please remind your client to update their state-issued ID or passport before closing. If the name change is not just a change of name of the current buyer, but rather a change of buyers, then an assignment of contract is what is required. The assignment is assigned by all buyers under the original contract and all buyers who are taking the assignment. In a prior video podcast, I talked about assignments and reminded you that the original buyers under an assignment of contract remain liable for the performance of the contract. If your original buyer is not willing to remain liable under the original contract when they assign it, then the seller would have to join in on the assignment and release the original buyers. Or the buyer could be changed out by an amendment to the contract. All of the parties to the original contract, sellers and buyers, and any new buyers would have to sign on the amendment, with the new buyer accepting all the terms and conditions of the original contract. Listing agents, be aware, if you change the buyer out by amendment signed by the seller, then the seller is releasing the original buyer of their obligations under the contract. On the other hand, if it's just done by an assignment and not amendment, the original buyer remains liable to the seller. When the buyer is an entity and is asking about changing the name only, the entity must follow the requirements of the business code so that they change the name according to the business code. Evidence of that name change will then need to be provided to the title company. Most often, when an agent asks about changing the name of an entity, it is not really a name change, but a change from one entity to another. If a change of entity is what is desired, then either it is done using an assignment of contract from the original entity to the new entity, or an amendment, as already described. Whenever there is name change, notify your title company, hopefully us, as soon as you know, so that we can run searches on the new name as required for the title insurance. I hope this video podcast is helpful to you. Allegiance Title would love to do business with you and your clients. Thank you.